from behind the arc against the Wildcats had 21 in that game. McCormick led them with a season high 25.
Kansas does a great job going side to side.
Here is McCormick. He'll take the jumper.
How about these two? 15. They got to get going as well. Let's see Land. Coleman coming in to Coleman Lands, excuse me. Nice play on the.
Oh, there you go. Rattle the rim without that in. Danny Mann said, let's go, and Harris steals it. Gives it up. Wilson up and in.
Now go right into McCormick early, establishing on this first possession.
He reverses, either give him a screen or a slip to their box. Nice cut right down.
Oh, and Harris found him. Goal of the night. He's got 5.
Laji quiet until now.
Yeah, I can see it coming.
Yeah,
11. Gillespie. No ball, and off the floor with it is Wilson.
Good job by Wilson, not going for that shot fake by Gillespie.
He's tough in the early here. Looks for a shot. Again,
McCormick down low, and this time that
making sure they stay attached to him on the perimeter.
5 to shoot. Harris looks up.
Let it go.
Brown knows it.
He's got it.
That's the shot. Got it made.
NCAA tournament, Miami's going to have to deal with that. It was terrific against Providence in the first half the other night.
But Miami's been one of the better teams of not turning the basketball over. Their first possession, what do? Turn it over.
McCormick is swarmed. Now he gets a little bit of space, and now it's over Wardenberg for the game. Moore's got an open lane, and that time. A scoop won't go. McCormick will fetch the ball, and here comes Harris. Streaming the other way. Brown! Wardenberg 3. Brown the rebound.
Wardenberg, he's down. He's got to get up and go.
Slashing his Harris into McCormick. And he dodges the defender. He'll try to throw it up. Intercepted by Wilson. Picked up by Brown. The other way, Harris. Here comes McCormick. Down low they go, Watson. McCormick is there. A good rim protector. The shot wild. Rebound. Grabbed by McCormick. Harris at the other end. Scooping to Brown.
Kevin, I don't know that a 260-pound guy can squirm, but he certainly forced his way to the basket.
Now the Jayhawks. Martin is on the bench, igniting Kansas and getting them started offensively. Harris with a light foot screen. It's a Wilson 3. Good!
First 5 minutes of this second-round matchup. Jalen Wilson lets it fly. No, missed badly. Back tap and a second chance for Kansas. And there's Hawkins again. Now that's just good offense by Jalen. Bill Self knows he's got a dogfight in front of him with the Creighton Blue Jays.
And how about coming out the starting lineup for Creighton? Paluma at the 5, no Fizel to start.
Oh, acrobatic finish. The Texas A&M Corpus Christi on its way. Etienne, no. Wilson sees a lane. Wilson, some contact and scores.
To the guys that were on the floor, you know, by putting the starters back in. I'm sure they're not going to be in for an extended period of time, but it's more so like when you get in the game.
On top of Baji.
Get your money.
And scores.
Yo, listen, you here, you might as well get all you can. You know.
There's Brown again. Three-pointer is good. He's feeling it.
There's a switch.
Harris to the corner of Baji. And a great look at it. And now Miles bursting up ahead. Couldn't finish.
Kansas has numbers. Miles will be late to this transition D.
To the corner, Abaji wide open.
He took it on his shoulders, and we saw it again. Can you remember how many big shots Devontae Graham made when he was a senior? It's the same concept. If you play at Kansas, you put the work in. It's your time. You got to deliver.
Worth noting, David McCormick
now has 2, and that's a 3 from 3. How do you honor the three-point line and stop the dunk?
You chase him out to the line, but stay between him and the basket. When you overplay, you open up a cut, but stay between him and the basket so he has to run into your body.
Wilson kick out.
Got a mismatch.
Lightfoot flips it up and in. Mitch Lightfoot.
John, we were trying to find out. I've mentioned it a couple times. Lob, here we go. Oh! That's going on Twitter tonight because every high school coach in the country is going to learn that play, except they have nobody to lob it to.
And Wilson buried.
Here's Dajuan Harris. Guarded by Kedrian Johnson. And here's Agbaji. His first shot, smooth as silk off the glass. Cottrell, swatted away by Mitch Lightfoot. Now Agbaji for 3. Yes, sir! Points in the first 4.5 minutes for the Big 12 Player of the Year. And Agbaji grabs a rebound. Here's another lob. And Lightfoot. Wilson. Agbaji gets it. Nice look. A no look to Jalen Wilson. Sherman. And Kansas does what Kansas does.
League 6th man of the year. And he goes to that 5 when they go to that small lineup. So to Chris's point, those are 2 other guys who have stepped up.
Brown for 3. Jalen Coleman lands.
Before we came on the air, he hit a 3, his first three-point attempt of the day. 4 for 22 from 3 the 8 games coming into today. So if Ramey gets off to a good start, Brandon, he has to be, I would think, one of your 4 Texas guys.
Oh, yeah, no question. That was good defense, too, by Juan Harris.
Wilson answers. Guys, and it was, you cannot make this stuff up. And he didn't say stuff.
No stitches, no big deal.
That's right. Play on.
All right, what do we got out of a timeout for Kansas?
Wilson for 3. Knocks it down right in front. Sets up Brown for 3. Knocks it down.
That was the team, the recruiting class that turned the whole thing around.
Brown snuffs out the shot by Ramey. Harris sets up Brown. Buries another 3. Blocks.
It is, and Coach Self really got after him, Harris, in terms of scoring the ball. It felt like he played poorly last game, and he yelled over me today and said, I'm going to play tonight.
Xavier Cork, who's given TCU some really nice minutes off the bench this season, is in. Here's a lob for Agbaji. No doubt, Eddie Lampkin, even though he's a sophomore, didn't really play it all last year, very little. He is the emotional leader of this TCU team. There's a lob. Harris to Lightfoot.
And care of the ball.
Miles in and out. Christian Brown boards for Kansas.
Well, that just shows you how physical Miles is. It's a much bigger Brown, but he had no problem getting to where he wanted to, getting the shot off.
Jalen Wilson, the game. Peavy has defended Agbaji extremely well. Open 3 from the corner from Ochai. Agbaji, splash. Minute to go, quick pass. O'Bannon will shoot that from the corner. A little flat. Fell short.
Wow. Did you see that hook pass? Whoop.
Jalen Coleman lands. Big rainbow 3 and all of it.
Time with Coach Self before the game, and I just love his demeanor. He really has the vibe of a pro coach in the way he trusts his guys.
and allows them to do what they do so well. It looks like they're trying to get it inside to the big fella, McCormick.
Harris, McCormick somehow came down with it, and it rolls around and in. That snapper had 4 in his season. They might get that tonight.
Great pass. Again, TCU, good shot every time down the floor. Great ball movement. Look at that thing pop.
Abaji, 3, Kansas.
When you can put together multiple plays on either end of the floor, as Micah Peavy does and can do, it often makes you much more athletic than the competition.
So few second chance points for Kansas tonight. Only 5. A 3 from
Wilson for 3. And Harris runs down the long rebound. Brown with a runner, and it goes, and the Kansas lead. Lead right now. Remember, Oklahoma State is ineligible, so 6 out of 9, really. McCormick, a nice job holding off Thamba for the rebound. McCormick trying to get an angle down in the post. And a friendly bounce and a little bit of behind-the-scenes look at both. Big 12 now on ESPN+. By the way, the Baylor women defeated the Kansas women this afternoon in this building, 85-77. We were at practice yesterday. Cameras around, shooting behind-the-scenes stuff, and Scott Drew very open and welcoming about that fact.
Would happen where Abaji wouldn't win it. I mean, I think he is the Big 12 player of the year.
Akinjo tries to thread the needle. That's a tough pass for a big guy to try to corral moving like Thamba was.
A great hustle by McCormick to get after it.
Abaji slams it home.
Defense down the court before it can get set, because it's a grinder when they're playing 5-on-5.
And Abaji now with 13. Akinjo misses an open look at the other end.
And another rebound for Christian Brown.
11th in the conference in rebounding at almost 6 a game. Abaji is heating up.
To go up.
And Abaji continues.
Future to have Brown and Sohan. That little zone look right now for Baylor.
Wilson lays it in. Boy, he drove around Brown.
I remember, Rich, in that first meeting a few weeks ago, he went off against Kansas 35, and this guy can do it too.
Oh, can you top this?
In that list, nice spin move right there.
Man, Noel.
Terrific player hand development there.
Wow. One passed away almost a year to the day last year. Played for Fog Allen and was part of the 1952 national championship team.
Might not have been a Wilt Chamberlain at Kansas without Lavanna Squires. Wilt was a great player from Philadelphia who came out to KU in the mid-50s.
Wilson all alone. Baseline 3. A triple. Here's Brown for 3. Smooth.
So they'll go to Charlottesville Wednesday and see if they can take 2 from the Blue Devils.
Well, Kansas with the ball. They've turned it over on each of their last 3 possessions. And that's what's allowed Kansas State to get back in this game. They trail by 11. Abaji, quick release. Boom. Got it.
So
obviously in a battle for the top of the ACC, and here's what it looks like in the battle to win the Big 12. If Kansas holds off and wins tonight, they just need 2 more wins to lock up.
I think it's going to be 6, could be 7. And we saw a team last night, I did, and you've seen them throughout the year that I think is a tournament team, but they're not eligible in Oklahoma State. Playing really good basketball under Mike Boynton. Look at that catch and shoot.
Abaji.
Wow.
Automatic.
Did not play well in their game earlier in the week against Kansas State, and that's where it starts. Making perimeter shots.
There's the Kansas starting 5, led by Abaji, Christian Brown, one of the top scorers in the league too. But Jalen Wilson is the Big 12 player of the week.
Concerned about. I mean, you know Abaji and Brown are good players, but McCormick really did hurt them in that first matchup. And in West Virginia up front, that's been their problem area all year.
The rebound went to Jalen Wilson, the Big 12 Player of the Week, third in the conference in rebounding is Wilson, number 10 in blue. Now McCormick. And he's 2 for 2, had 19 and 50.
That was a really nice pass.
Jalen Bridges shooting 40% from beyond the arc in his last 4 games. He's got 2 triples already tonight. Five on the shot clock for the Jayhawks. Lightfoot from close range.
Third in the country.
Polycap can't finish. Harris, nice look, Abaji with the finish.
Basket by
meanwhile, for Kansas, lob.
What did Bill Self say today? The reason David McCormick is one of the best offensive rebounders in the country is he does miss a few inside and get his own rebound back.
Jalen Wilson, an excellent rebounder as well. He's third in the Big 12. Good cut. And there is Christian Brown. Monday noon Eastern.
Kelly Harper's done an amazing job at Tennessee. Former point guard for Pat Summitt, 21-4. Big win over Vandy yesterday. They are fun to watch. He is feisty.
Wilson rebounds. And now Harris back the other way.
Good skip pass.
Brown.
It's in.
Oh, boy.
Tyreek Smith. This is a young Oklahoma State team. Lots of sophomores. 7 sophomores. So there's a lot of room for improvement.
And Brown able to get that.
Went back to the archives, and I think you're going to be blown away by what we found.
Is that right? I would have grown a beard if I could put it on the deck.
Yeah, no.
And find people like this guy.
This is a tease. 10-2 run for Oklahoma.
Joe Castiglione, think of it as that line crooner, one of the greats in the game. Now he's got Porter Mosley can sit back and relax, worry about other things. Catch and shoot.
Baji, that smooth. 11:28 mark, second half. Toss it in. McCormick way outside. Hands to Harris.
Pinned down.
Abaji got a 3.
Just as simple. If he goes into the post area, grows. He was open too.
Jumper, Hill, way off. Rebounded by Brown. Ahead for Harris. Thought about the drive. Now we'll use the Clemens screen. Brown. Swing. Shot clock at 14. Catch, fire, jumper is good.
Look at that. I mean, age comparison between the Longhorn and the Thunder. Pretty much the same. Andrew Jones is checked into the game. And they get the block. McCormick flips it. So that awkward jump stop. Mitchell a 3.
Right. If he can start hitting those, and he's a pretty decent three-point shooter, that's going to put a lot of pressure on David McCormick.
That one was loose. It's in the middle of a stretch right now, playing a slew of ranked opponents. This is their 5th straight. Something to do with a foot or an ankle, but we'll see. He was really limping.
Where Ramey is all over Abaji. Every cut is physical.
Yesufu with a huge
Kansas in this game. Tough shot. Well defended by Ochai Abaji.
Oh, Brown the throwdown.
Bill Self goes to the bench for the first time today. As Joseph Yesufu is in, and there's a quick trigger off the out of bounds.
Over the course of this last 3 weeks, because of the injuries, they become go-to scorers for Scott Drew.
Yesufu from the corner. He answers with a triple. Off the mark from 3 was Bonner. Hand worked the offensive glass, but lost the battle to Lightfoot. Brown shovels one off. Touch pass underneath for the challenge. The lob, Wilson again out of bounds underneath. One of the top programs in college basketball.
They've got another great class coming in, no question about it. Keontae George, number 3 player in the ESPN poll.
Brown hits a 3. They've got to deal first. Here's Akinjo the other way. Lost it.
Of course he did.
Taken away from
Harris.
In by Harris, back door. Harris brings it back off to Wilson. Lays it in.
I did, Bob. He doesn't look like your prototypical Kansas star, whatever you want to call it, whatever they're supposed to look like. He's just a really, really good basketball player.
Into Lightfoot. In traffic. Banks it in.
Has not been what Bill Self wanted, but man, you can't argue with the defense. They've been relentless. It's been part of the issue for Iowa State all year. They don't have a lot of scoring.
Only 2 players in the Bill Self era at Kansas have averaged over 20 a game. Ochai Agbaji is doing just that this year, but not here for this one.
Both of those guys were All-Americans too, Frank Mason and Wayne Simeon.
3 to shoot. McCormick. Yes! And a good first half offense.
A few minutes ago, I said the Cyclones needed a 6-0 run for this roof to come off. They got it. And it did.
Here's a lob. The timeout and McCormick slams it.
There he goes.
Here he is again. Short this time. Yesufu with the rebound. Getting some early burn in the second half from Bill Self.
He was solid in the first half, and his defense was really good as well.
Good hands by Anaruna, the former Jayhawk.
And he is a former classmate of Christian Brown. There's that short roll again.
And the jumper's good. Good touch this. Kasher.
He'll shoot it.
Here comes KU. They love to push the tempo. And an and one opportunity.
Shoot it better, Rich, and he will. But boy, does he do a lot of things to help you win.
Freshman point guard running a program in the toughest conference in basketball. The lead is 10 for the Jayhawks.
1-3-1 zone again. Corners are open if they move that ball quickly. Look for Brown in the corner.
Here's Harris, 7 to shoot. They get it inside, Lightfoot all the way.
Which is unstoppable point guards.
Jones threw it right to Dajuan Harris.
Not comfortable on those short rolls. Defense crowded him, had an open man, couldn't find him.
Kansas playing without the conference's leading scorer and player of the year candidate Ochai Agbaji, but so far they have handled the defensive pressure of the Iowa State Cyclones. Here's McCormick, perfect from the field, and maintains that.
A terrific career. I can't wait to see him on senior night. He's given his heart and soul to this Jayhawk program.
Brockington knocks down the 2 free throws. He has 12.
Now or never for the Cyclones. 1-3-1 zone trying to speed Kansas up. Watch the lob. McCormick on the baseline.
Inside. Walled up by Condon. Tough shot by Jalen Wilson. From Isaiah Brockington, he has 14.
And I talked to Brady Morningstar, who's the video coordinator, former outstanding player for Bill Self, about Dajuan Harris. And I said, who does he remind you of? And he said, he's not built like Russell Robinson, but there's another assist. But he affects the game the way Russell Robinson.
Wheeler got away with the walk.
Now Kansas, you know about Agbaji, better than 21 a game. Christian Brown having a big year as well, better than 15 a game. David McCormick may be a huge key at both ends of the floor for Kansas.
Well, he's going to be a big factor going against Shibwe, but dealing with Shibwe is going to be fun. What a drive. Xavier Wheeler is especially good in that slot, driving to his left.
And back in the player for this Kentucky team. Not surprisingly, led by Shibwe, and with Brooks and others, the overall team numbers on the glass are great. And today, so far in this game, they are out-rebounding Kansas 13-4.
Xavier Wheeler out of the game. That means there's not quite as much pressure on the ball. And to get it in a game like this really speaks well of the performance of Keon Brooks. He has been locked in at both ends of the floor.
Harris up top, and Adams with an in three.
That guy's not worried about simulating the environment. He owns this place. He is really coming on, Bryson Williams. Too easy.
Abaji buries it.
Remember, Tech will switch everything. All come together as they'll switch.
And off Abaji, Coleman lands. Now Wilson. Somebody got to do something here. Abaji a three for time.
But they have gotten rolling over the last week. Bradford inside, off the mark. McCormick rips it down. Harris the lob, and Abaji guides it through. A clinic from Nigel Pack, who has 33. Brown found space, and he lays it in.
Pulling his way ahead, gets it back. Gibson, three. Kansas up a point. Wilson knocks it down. He closing on him. Gibson inside, contested by McCormick. And now Harris on the move. Brown, open three, got it.
Such a have let go. So if I'm Porter Moser right now, and I'm coaching against a Hall of Famer, I might say something right there. They got the elevator. And it worked.
Got it from the
most crucial possession of the game, but if you lose a game like this, it becomes the most crucial.
Abaji wide open from three, buries it.
In the Big 12. And you mentioned he's struggled a little bit, but not too many bad shots. And he got some nice open looks, just didn't convert.
Sherman's name certainly has been mentioned in the early conversation for best player in the conference to this point.
Harris back on the floor now. A little bit of gamble with those two.
Still plenty of time to shoot as we come up on the 5-minute mark. First half here in Lawrence. Lightfoot.
Nice pop.
Overplayed, and he's heading to the free throw line. This is Curry. Contact to the rack. McCormick to lose change.
Nice job by Harris helping out.
Abaji.
Oh, he's got it.
Elevates and hits.
Boy.
So West Virginia going with Curry now and Sherman. McNeil. Osaboyan mans the middle. And also Jalen Bridges.
They're going to run it again. A little 1-3-1. This team moves the ball so well. Crisply.
Nice cut. Round. Textbook cut to the rack.
Plenty of time.
Bridges. Desperately
nice
needed that.
Look at this run out go. So quick.
Wow. Texas. This is Cottrell. Three-pointer won't go. Rebound Abaji. Raffith Wilson and McCormick play
at an angle.
Pretty. Up top. McCormick.
Brown has all kinds of space. That's money. Kansas extends the lead.
I think Jones has played with a lot of confidence, and he's been way more aggressive than he typically is, particularly on the offensive end.
Jalen Wilson going reverse side. Just his second basket coming off the 20-point outing. He's got 4 tonight.
Man, Kansas starting
to be the #1 team in the country, and Baylor would be #2. You'd say, why is that? Well, they were ranked higher in the AP poll to start the season. I got a feeling that's going to be a fun matchup no matter where they're ranked in a couple weeks.
Yeah, Baylor was actually preseason #3 in the Big 12. Right? It went Kansas, Texas, Baylor. Brown wandering in, ball fake, kick out. Wilson. And he knocks it down. Worried about turnovers. It turned it over only twice. That's been a problem this year. Into the game for Kansas is their freshman, Zach Clements.
John, watch the zone. This is by design. We'll talk about this. They know how good Kansas is out of timeouts, and man, they're going to go zone, I think, every dead ball media timeout.
Abaji from way downtown.
Seen with Devontae Graham and Frank Mason and so many others. The longer you're with Bill Self, the better you get.
Yeah, growth and development, no question. Abaji, pull up. That jumper will go. Ochai Abaji.
Diving into a set defense.
Kansas has hit 4 of their first 5 shots from the field tonight. Baji with a quick 6 points. Lightfoot has 4. Here's Baji again.
Two-time Gatorade Player of the Year in the state of Oklahoma. Started 4 games last year at Kansas.
Long 3, Christian Brown.
You also got to have that shot clock in your mind that it was getting low, and him turning it down created a tough shot for Dajuan Harris.
Baji off the kick out, knocks home the 3.
Kansas really has had a rough half offensively here. 2 of 14 from the floor, only scored 6 points, so need that defense right now.
Harris for Lightfoot. The possession from Sherfield. Wanted a foul. There was a little bit of contact. Nice pass from Harris. Lightfoot with the finish. Sherfield. Very tough shot. Harry maybe wanted a whistle. KU looking to push that lead back to double digits. It was open for a moment. Baji. Adams gives it back to Ochai. Harris cut off. 8 to shoot. Martin from 30 feet.
Went into McCormick and a double team came. There were no double teams in that first half, so Kansas needs to understand that, space the floor accordingly.
Harris over the top. Abaji the finish. Looking to run again. And Abaji sprinting the floor again. Gets another.
Exponentially more comfortable in year 2 than I was in year 1 with Coach Self.
Wilson, foul line, knocks it down. Pressure for Stephen F. They're going to get into these Jayhawk guards, try to make life miserable tonight.
That's one of the things when you try to pressure teams and turn them over, you can lend itself to getting a lot of fouls. And so if KU can get into early foul trouble, maybe to the bonus later in the half, it'll be good.
Abaji hands the first 3. Got it. And the Lumberjacks have the lead.
Yet again, Kingsmill drawing the attention of 2 defenders. The Jayhawks late in their rotation. I thought Christian Brown was going to get there on that closeout.
Brown takes the lead right back. And finish in traffic. Back to a 2-point game.
Yeah, we mentioned it earlier, man. When Caparouz gets to that paint, he causes a lot of havoc.
Jayhawks having to run their offense way out on the floor here. Harris gets by his man, finds Abaji for the finish. Get it where they wanted to the guy they wanted to.
Yeah, great poise. They had been sending 2 at Kingsmill. Mitz got put on an island there as he attempted to front with no help side on the back.
From 3, 51 points over his last 2 games. Going blocked at the rim. McCormick. First 5 minutes critical. Missouri wants to hang in. Abaji for 3. 6. It doesn't get any easier for Missouri, by the way. Another rivalry game coming up with Illinois after a date with Utah. Ochai Abaji's
can bang with him and compete at down low.
Taken away. Harris gets out in front, hands to Brown. And he probably needs
get a stop and must not let the easy baskets happen after the 3.
That looked like goaltending potentially on McCormick. It was close, and Harris drops it back to McCormick, who rips it through, and David McCormick.
Though there's no way I'll still be in school at 25, but kudos to him for sticking it out.
4th school in 7 years for Jalen Coleman lands. Here's Lightfoot inside, block, and Christian Brown for the team lead in steals. He has 4 tonight already. Rebound Wilson. Kansas will run. Jalen Coleman lands. Wilson thought about it for a second in the corner. Harris flips it up. Lightfoot catches, lays it in, and UTEP trying to cut it. Under 20. Kalu lost the handle, somehow goes back to Ochai Abaji. A trailing McCormick skips it to Harris. Dajuan Harris looked like a no-look feed, maybe to Brown, who finishes over this year's series. It starts Saturday on ESPN. They'll alternate home and away for 4 years, and then 2 games here at T-Mobile Center, which I think is going to be tremendous. Backdoor feed from Harris.
If you're McCormick, keep rooted close to the baseline in front of the rim, you'll get those lobs.
Now they really want to get McCormick going. It's been a slow start for him.
No-look pass to the wing. Remy Martin drains a three. To the foul line a little bit more as well. They've done that in the early going. Lob pass couldn't be handled by Naiwi, a junior transfer from Omaha. And Brown moves up court. Look out here. Harris back to Brown. What pretty ball move.
Huge for the mantra here at St. John's.
Rebound pulled down here by Mitch Lightfoot. Quick trigger. Brown from out high. And Penny checks out. And he's almost single-handedly gotten St. John's back into this game with a game-high 21, including 5 triples. 64-61. Abaji got Soriano up in the air. Skip past Abaji, left alone. He's got it.
That's an estimate. That's not an exact number, but you get the point.
Nobody brings the estimated statistics like us.
Well, I'm sure some analytics wonk is looking down at their data sheet saying, not Spatola, that is not accurate.
And there is
26 a game, down a little bit, but I think more of that is other guys starting to step up here. Martin scored well. We've seen Christian Brown emerge down here in Orlando.
Martin gets it to Harris. Nice speed. Lightfoot banks it in.
Guys were allowed to evolve and go through the process. He's a junior now. And he's become a really good player. And he's committed to his body in the offseason. So I think he's been the...
Martin here putting it on the floor. Left hand. And McCormick rips down the board. Abaji. One knocked away from him. Martin launches and hits. Weaver feed inside. Kamara. And rejected. Harris give off. Martin, top of the key. Got it. By Elijah Weaver there for the deuce.
Yeah, he went to his strong hand, which is the left hand, and taking that ball to the goal. Dayton Flyer fans, I love it. I love the effort they're seeing.
Look at this pressure from the defense.
Man, kids are playing their hearts out.
Lob. Brown tips it in.
Brown.
Under the 2-minute mark. Smith probing. Had the ball knocked away. Harris.
Give it up.
Lob.
Oh, yeah.
Brown, look out. Usman flips it up. A little bit strong. Martin the rebound. 2.5 in, and we're pitching a shutout. Abaji ends the drought. That's a trip. With the deuce, his first 2 of the game. A great story. Young man who's the middle child, middle of 11. As he has 4 brothers.
I'm telling you, Bill Self loves those kinds of possessions right there.
How's he not out of breath?
I'm out of breath watching it.
Tough shot by Coleman lands.
That's a 2 for Jenkins. That's a 2.
Tell you what, Khalil Jenkins, he is making tough shots tonight.
Abaji.
But nevertheless, I think Kansas is best served to make Stony Brook a 2-point shooting team, just because that's where that size really becomes problematic.
There's the lob.
Perfectly executed for Pettiford.
Tough shot. Lightfoot will pick it up. Here comes Harris. He finds the cutting Abaji.
He owes for a deuce for Bobby Pettiford.
And the whole time he knew he had Jenkins on his hip.
Yes.
So he's not worried about him.
No, he's already by him. Totally. Good stuff from a young guard.
Yeah.
He's got a good feel for the game.
Like there. Clements, there's that pick and pop guy you were talking about.
Well, and game with Wayne Simeon. Yeah. He was going to fish hook to that short corner and knock it down. But Clements is going to the 3-point line.
Abaji. Oh, what do you do if you're Jenkins? Oh, are you kidding me?
Is that guy taking late shot clock shots like we're seeing here? But great job, Christian Brown, challenging that shot, getting a block from behind.
McCormick. There it is. McCormick holds his ground.
Nice.
An air ball.
Great job walling up there, David, being disciplined, staying down on his feet.
Brown, good adjustment.
Absolutely, and he is a ball coach. Started out as a high school coach, been successful mostly every stop that he's been in. It's great to see him back at the D1 level and in the field house.
Of course, he was...
That's him, created by the dribble weave that they did early in that possession, and they found the open man for an easy layup.
Brown for three. Jump. And again, too easy inside for the Texans. Brown with authority.
Back-to-back above the rim finishes. Feeling the crowd here in Allen Fieldhouse. They like to see that kind of excitement. Let's see if the Jayhawks can turn that energy into getting a big stop here on the defensive end, which is just as important.
Tough shot for Daniel. To be more aggressive driving it. He's got to get to the free throw line more.
Could you say the same thing about Gabe Brown, another athletic player who's a very good shooter?
Yeah, and needs to use his athleticism, which they've been preaching for years. Jalen will replace action. Joey Hauser could have taken that shot, but gave it up to Gabe Brown on the left wing for an even better shot. That's really good offense by Michigan State.
Harris to Remy Martin, a deep one. Yes!
Just a little elevate.
And some of the Knicks in the house.
Deuce McBride, Quentin Grimes.
Oh boy, that is not going to make,
especially in the second half. And Abaji has been All-America good.
Yeah.
All-America good.
Career high 27 for Abaji in this game. And he's done it in so many different ways.
Which is a sign of a complete player. He's had a complete game. He's going to go all 9 innings, too.
I see what you did there. McCormick lays it in. Boy,